It's black and white.
Hey, what's up guys? In this video I'm going to show you how to disassemble a Gulikit King Kong 3 Max controller. The reason I'm disassembling mine, it's because the top trigger has stopped working. I don't know what happened, so I'm just gonna open it up to investigate what's going on. As you can see here, this side is still clicking. This side, it's not clicking the button. Everything else is working fine, but it's only that trigger. I have to figure out what's going on. I thought about starting making a tutorial of this. I'm not sure if there's one on YouTube in the middle of it. I had just started. The first thing you want to do is remove the joystick controllers. They literally, you just so they would be sitting like that, and you just pop them out, like, you know, they just pop out, and that's it. And then on the back side of it, you want to remove any of the additional controllers or the sticks that you have, like, so you want to pull them out. And then what will happen is, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, there'll be 4 of these little rubber protectors there. So you will need some sort of sharp, like, tweezers to pull them out. And once you pull them out, you will have 4 of these screws in there. They're all the exact same length, so you don't need to organize them. And once you do that, you will need some sort of pry tool to go on each side. So I went from this side, and then also in the joint on this side, from the back and from the front here as well. Pushed it in, twisted it slightly, and then the back pops open. So this is where I'm at the moment. Once you've done that, the very first thing you want to do is remove the battery connector. It is right there. Make sure if you have some sort of plastic tweezers, try to use them, because you don't want to accidentally short circuit anything in there. In my case, I just used my pry tool to slowly pull it out, and once I had enough grip, I very carefully went with my metal tweezers, because I don't have the plastic ones, to pull it out to make sure the controller won't turn back on. And that's where my process is. So the next thing you want to do is you want to remove this little adhesive protector. Now you can be slightly more safe, because there's, even if you do accidentally touch anywhere, you're not going to accidentally short circuit the controller because the battery is disconnected. So you can do that. Once you remove that, let me see if I can do it. You want to remove it completely to get excess. I'll just stick it here, and then you can lift up this tab to remove that ribbon cable. It's hard to do everything with one hand. Let me see. Okay, I just decided to do it properly. Now I've got my tripod, and my tripod is set up. Let's get started again. So anyway, so we are at this portion where we're gonna lift up this black tab. There we go, and that would allow us to remove the cable from the back. You can pull it out, but we can also do it after. That's okay. So the next thing at this point I want to do is to remove these 2 connectors for the rumble motors. So you want to pull these connectors out. There you go, that's one out. So you just want to, like, pinch them at the top and gently keep pulling them up. There we go. Oh, just came in pretty easily with the hand as well. So at this point, I'll see if I can just pull this cable out. I think I might do that after. It might be a bit easier when I'm removing that PCB board. But before I do that, what I want to show you is I have a feeling that these screws might be slightly different length. So I'm going to draw a little diagram where they are, so I can keep track of where these screws going. So we got this one, which is that one, and then we got the second one. Then we got the one in the center, which is this one, another one which is here, and the one on the corner, and the one on the top right here. So now when I remove these screws, I can just put them, it's just a little piece of foam that I have. screw is very tight. Might have to grab another screwdriver. Okay, I've just used my different screwdriver to slightly loosen this up, and it should come off now. Here we go. So this one was slightly tighter because it's got that little washer around it. So as I said, so because I removed it from this corner, so I'll just punch it in this little piece of foam here, so I know exactly where I took it off from. So when I put it back together, it'll be easy for me to remember. Now, because we have taken the battery out, so we can kind of do it without any fear, because now we know we can't short circuit anything. Okay, so the screws are out. I'm just going to put them aside for a minute. Now the PCB is slightly loose, so I'll try to remove this ribbon cable. So you want to grab this black plastic thing here, gently pull it out, and here we go. The ribbon cable is out. Okay, so at this point what you can do is on the joysticks, as you can see, it's already starting to come out. So you want to push on your joysticks and see if you can wiggle it out. Now keep in mind, like, it is very tight area, so this controller is very tightly engineered. So I'm hoping there's no other ribbon cables attached underneath or anything like that. It's a bit stuck here. It's because of this trigger button. It's kind of getting in the way. I'm hoping I can do it without damaging anything. Stuck somewhere. Where is it stuck? Alright, here we go. So the PCB is out. Okay, so as you can see, I've removed that. So this is the button that's not working. So just keep in mind, like, I have never done this before. So this is the first time me doing this. So I'm gonna remove these two screws here for the left hand side trigger, and I just want to make sure that it doesn't have different size screws. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, so that's the there's another screw in there, which was, oh yep, that's right. So this one's come out. It's got a spring at the back, and I think that is for this button. I can feel the button clicking now. But these screws, let's have a look. Yeah, they're exactly the same size. So I'm just gonna pop them on my sponge randomly. So I gotta figure out what's going on here now. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to remove the second PCB as well, because I can't really figure out what's going on under that button. So I'm gonna get my little piece of foam again. I'm gonna mark these screws. So I've got my piece of foam, so I can see the location of these screws. So that is one there, one there, one on the bottom, one on the corner, which is this one, and one just above by the battery. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws that I can see, and also 2 more for this side trigger. So I'm gonna take them off and put them in the order here. Alright guys, sorry, I had a phone call come through. While I was doing that, I ended up taking those screws off, but as you can see, this is the pattern that I've taken them off. That's the one, that one is for the battery. So I'm gonna put this away for a second, and once we've done that, so we can remove this whole battery housing. It's in the little plastic bracket, and the whole thing comes out like that. We'll put that aside, and now we should be able to take out this PCB panel. And here we go, it's out. So that is the trigger. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with this one. I'll pop it here and let's have a look. So that's the button in question that wasn't triggering. Okay, the button seems fine. Having a look here. So the button is clicking. It must have been just the alignment of it. So really, I just gotta make sure that I align it properly and reinstall it and see if it works. So see that, let me see if I can focus it. So that little cross in the center, that is meant to press on this button, and it just wasn't pressing it very well. So you would see this hole here. So we will put that back in, this trigger back in. I'll make sure, and then obviously this side needs to go in properly as well. So let's see if there's a difference. No, that seems okay. And we'll try to put this back in order. Still don't know what happened. I'm actually kind of bamboozled to why it stopped working. See, even now it is not pressing it properly. I have no idea why it's doing that. Okay, I think I figured out what's wrong with it. I feel like it's just over time with the use. The PCB circuit somehow has shifted towards the bottom, so there's not enough let's say leverage on the button to press it. But like, even though you can't see it, if I press with my thumb towards the button and then press it, as you can hear it, it's pressing the button now. If I let it go and just let it sit in the holes where it's meant to, then it doesn't press it. And if I press it forward, it seems to be working fine. All right, so I think what I need to do is probably find a way to shift it slightly forward, so where the button is clicking properly, like here, and then possibly thinking maybe some sort of wedge at the bottom of the PCB, pop it there so it pushes the PCB forward, so it's got a full contact with the button to press it, and then screw it back in tightly together to see if it continues to work. Yeah, my theory is correct. If you can see, I've just shoved a little bit of piece of cardboard there. And now if I try to press the button, it works. But if I remove it, now it no longer works. See, it's working now. So I gotta find a tighter way of doing this to have some sort of leverage, like a wedge at the bottom of the PCB to push it slightly forward so it has full contact. Let me figure out a way. Okay, so this is what I've done. As you can see, I've got the little bit of sticky tape, double-sided tape in here, and then also a little patch on the button as well. I have left the wax paper on one side, so it's not sticky on the inside. It's only sticking on the, it's not sticking on the outside, but sticking on the inside. So it will stay there securely, but it won't stick to anything else. So hopefully that'll work out. Let me put the PCB back in to see if that works. Hell yeah, this is it. Listen to the click now. That button is working so much better, and these little patches at the back are holding fairly well. Working heaps good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put a little bit on this side as well, because this side doesn't feel very substantial. So I'm gonna put a little bit of tape on this side as well to make this tight as well. I've got a third patch here, and let's see how it goes. Okay guys, so what I ended up doing was actually get a little bit of sticky tape also and stick it on the button instead, like the actual button, not the trigger itself. So just flipped it around the other way. They both seems to be working fine, and also got the patches at the back to push it forward. Now I will put the triggers back on, and for the triggers you would be able to see there is a spring here, which is going to go into this is the bottom trigger, and the spring would click into the top one. There's a little notch here, and then it should just sit in place. And let's see how we go. Okay, so I've got one of the triggers back on. I've screwed it back in, and so you just gotta make sure that you align this little spring which is here, and it needs to go on this notch in there. So it's a trial and error, so you just gotta kind of align it until it kind of, oh, it's fallen out. So I'm gonna have to pop back in. It is a little bit fiddly, and let me see if I can do it quickly. Okay, so I managed to get it back on. So you literally just kind of align it and you just have to push it back in. And once you do that, then you just gotta do the 2 screws for this trigger. And yeah, seems to be working fine. And I'm gonna get these screws, which are organized on my little piece of foam, and I'll screw them back in. Okay, so the other one, as you can see, is back on as well. As you can hear, both of the buttons are working fine, and I'm gonna just reassemble the whole thing now. I'm gonna start with these screws. All right, so all these screws are done, and now we are going to put back the battery panel, which was like this. And here we are. And then that's where this screw will go in here. Now it's time for us to plug the battery back in, and we will do that. All right, so just wanted to remind you that with the battery connector, so you obviously got a black cable and a red cable here. Let me show you, get a bit closer. So you got a black and a red cable on the battery. Just remember that the black one needs to be on top side and the red is on the bottom. This is how we took it out, and I'm going to see if I can put it back in. There we go, that's the battery plugged back in. So if you pay attention, like I said, the red cable is on this side and the black is on that side, just to remember the polarity of the battery. And just check the buttons again, still working fine. And we'll continue going with the circuit board. Oh yeah, before you go any further, don't forget to put your buttons back in, because a couple of these A and B buttons fell down. Now that I've got the A and B buttons back on, so we are going to put the circuit back on. This is gonna be again a difficult one because how tight it is. Okay, so it's back on, and I've just slipped in the ribbon cable as well, and we can flick this lid of the ribbon cable to the closed position so it's locked in, and we'll keep on going backwards with the assembly, and I'll connect the rumble motors next. Okay, so we have live. It's still open, but you'll probably be able to hear my Fortnite screen. So that's this one. It is working. Perfect. I'm going to continue reassembling the controller. Okay. So since it's working, I've just connected my rumble motor again. And as you can see, the orientation of the connector, so you're not accidentally, connecting it the wrong way. So you got the red cable should be on the left-hand side. Sorry, my camera is not focusing. And then the black should be on this side, and it's the exact same for this motor as well. So red should be on this side, black should be on this side. Both of the rumble motors are connected, and I'll try to turn it back on and to see if I can feel them. Oh, yep, they're both working. All right, cool. And I'm gonna continue reassembling the rest of the controller. Okay, got it back open. So now I'm gonna put these screws back on. And now we go with the back plate, clip it back in place. controller turn back itself on. I'll turn it off. Let's click back in place, and now we will put these 4 screws. All right, everything. Okay guys, so at this point all that's left to do is put these little rubber thingies back into these holes, and then you're good. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to answer them as quick as I can. But for now, my controller seems to be working fine, and I'm pretty happy with this repair. See you guys.